found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas. And on Saturday, we have Soul Talk. And I have with me today Miss Michelle Marie Angel. And she has a message for humanity, which she received just the other day. And we'll be talking about that, among a number of other things. So I hope you enjoy it. It's very important what's happening right now. And I think you will find this a delightful message. Thank you. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, Gail.
How you doing? I almost had a mind blank there on your name. It's funny. I don't know.
That happens.
But I got it. So anyway, how are you doing? Are you doing good? Yeah.
I'm doing good. I
just made a big move.
I got rid of lots of boxes, and I set up a dining table, and I'm making progress. I'm working. Still doing readings and staying busy, seeing my mom.
That's good. That's wonderful. Yeah, I wish I had mine to see still, but anyway, that'll happen in not too distant future, I think.
Yeah.
We have a lot of good things coming forward. Now, did you want me to read one of your poems?
Yes, please. In fact, you know how It Is a New World After All. It has a word, a quote. That's right. A word, a quote, a poem, and an essay. So if you go to the section on success.
Yes.
Since we're in a new paradigm and we're, raising our consciousness and going to higher dimensions and all, different meanings have, or different words have, new meanings. So if you don't mind reading the quote and the poem, that would be great.
Okay, the quote under success says, "Success is pure essence expressed." Okay, and here is the poem, which Michelle wrote. Well, how many years ago was this, Michelle?
Oh, this one? It had to be at least 15 years ago.
Goodness. Okay, well, success. Looking out makes you pout when you see the world in fear. Looking in makes you win when you feel love so near. Delving inside creates inner pride by expressing the real you. Magnitudinous success is achieving the best of what your soul has set out to do. Deep, deep down, absorbing love found creates out inspiration. By being aware, life doesn't scare, but becomes a celebration. Stop to be, rest by a tree. Just relax and let life flow. Listen to feelings, it's wisdom revealing the messages from your soul. Don't stop trying, there is no dying. Life is eternally renewing. Truth is knowing, your soul is glowing. It's happy, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. And what's interesting is what kept coming up when I was getting the message. It was about, look inside. And I got to do that poem before I got the message. And in the beginning of the poem, it's looking out and seeing the world in fear, and looking in. It's like the difference between putting your attention outward and what's going on in the world, and then inward and into the spirit realm. And so in the spirit realm is, where we get renewed, and we have our connection with God, and we can feel inner peace, and we can ask for answers, and we can, pray for solutions. And so I think people are doing that more and more right now. That's why I've mentioned before, it's like a great revival. Because
yes, and it's a wonderful thing because people are turning to God and asking for help.
And direct connection.
I like to source. I like to call God source because there's a lot of different gods, but source of all that is who we're talking about.
Yeah. So, oh, I should have turned that page too. I think I have a bookmark there. Yes. No. Okay. That's good. I got it.
Interesting
Okay,
about.
So I'm gonna read a little bit of the essay because it has a lot to do with the transformation of consciousness that we're all going through.
Yes, and I'd like to say something about that before you talk about the transformation part, because one of the things that we know that it has always been equated with success. Success is frequently measured by the size of your pocketbook, not by your character, not by your integrity, not by your honesty, not by your soul, not by your mission. So this success is a different kind of success.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Exactly. Yeah. So we have new success and a new kind of wealth. Spiritual wealth is, more important and significant and powerful than material wealth. But it can bring material wealth, and it will, as we master, ourselves and our energy and our creative abilities.
They say that's from the root chakra. I don't know what it is, but
well,
I must need some work there.
Well, I think it's actually the whole calibration of consciousness and combining the mind, body, and soul to work together in harmony. So I think it's a matter of harmony and vibration and willpower. That's what I get. Okay. Success, new and improved. And this is exactly what you were talking about. How funny. Remember not so very long ago when we thought that money and status was the measure of success? Rich people were considered powerful. Some used their method of money exchange for control over others. Many impoverished people were taken advantage of in sweatshops around the world. Many rich people found out that money doesn't buy love or happiness. Numerous poor people found out that the love and good times they shared was more valuable than anything money could buy. Status, achieved by position or title, generated perceived superiority. A few examples of status positions would be an executive, a government official, a doctor, or other professional with an educational degree. When accomplishment is accompanied by goodwill, it is of supreme benefit to our world. When perceived superiority or authority becomes a means to dominate or control, or they abuse their power, then it damages the self-esteem and welfare of others while robbing them of their freedom. Many of us didn't own our personal power. We shared this mentality and made a lot of choices based on this belief system. So that's that program belief system that we are dissolving right now. Now that we have chucked that belief system, freedom is back. We laugh at the absurdity of these old values, as in the bumper sticker that says, whoever has the most toys when they die wins.
What, do they take a U-Haul with them when they die?
Right?
No.
We now realize that true power comes from love. There's no judgment. We all pick our life circumstances to learn various lessons. It's great to have an abundance of money. In fact, we're going to learn to create it. Money and resources, I should say, because money doesn't have to be a medium. In fact, in our new world, we know we deserve it and can create it. However, we realize it's just a tool, one medium of exchange. It's not something we acquire through deception or force or greed. There's no failure. We are already successful. It's built into the very fabric of life. All we have to do is look inside and express the essence of who we are. This brings satisfaction to our soul. We are now living from the inside out instead of from the outside in. We now identify with the essence of our soul instead of our earthly role. We desire less from the outside because we are fulfilled from the inside. We are rich with inspiration, compassion, and understanding. Success is expressing our own unique version of wisdom, creativity, and love. If somehow we get confused or our perception of reality gets distorted, we can always get back on track by placing our attention inside to the core of our being, our guiding light. We just persevere and keep on trying. The irony is that trying denotes doing something, but really we're just being, pure and expressing ourselves naturally. In our new world, which we have created and we're entering right now, we are masters of being. Our consciousness is now being directed by our soul. We are balanced and whole. We are successful as we recreate our inner world into a place of peace and total unconditional love. When we expand our heaven within to the outside world through expression, we are truly living love on earth as it is in heaven. This is success.
Yes, it is. You know, the other thing that people used to always say, I don't know, we have some kind of disturbance here that I'm hearing in the background. I don't know what it is. But anyway, what I was going to say is that what people would say about people that have a lot of wealth, money, monetary, material wealth, is that they worked really hard to get there, which frequently is a blatant lie. And at other times, it's so have coal miners, so have some small-time farmers, so have a lot of people. They worked every bit as hard, if not harder, and then get the kind of money that some people get for what.
Well, it's about prosperity consciousness, and also on our soul's blueprint, we choose different experiences, and there's no real judgment about money, but it's just an experience that we need for our soul's lessons.
Well, I think I'm flunking this class. No.
Well, no, because you can't. There's no such thing as failure, because we live life from day to day. We do the best we can. We make adjustments and improvements, and we are constantly getting better. Everybody has made improvements, and if anybody and everybody looks back on themselves the last 5 or 10 years, you can see how much you've grown and improved.
Yeah, and how much you know more now than you did then.
Exactly. And we're not done. We're still growing and improving, but we're helping each other. You know, we're helping each other to grow. We're sharing tools. We're we're transforming our consciousness to a new way of thinking and being, where there's freedom and no limitations. We are shedding and dissolving limitations in consciousness. We are powerful creators.
We were programmed.
We were what you and many people call dumbed down, because a lot of our perceptions were deactivated. Who we were told we were something, a limited physical being rather than a powerful spiritual being. We were told that we were given visions and programs to create, other people's visions. Now we're creating our own visions. We're accessing our own soul, and we're all tied together in the divine plan through our oneness, the one spirit of consciousness that we are. So that's the waking up. We're waking up to our power, to our true identity. And then we're using that power. So then the outer world, which, we see, which is, rather chaotic and
I really think that one of the reasons why things are as chaotic as they are, and I mean, it's changing, it's getting better, but part of that is that truth is coming forward. When we're swimming in a sea of lies, how can we manifest? How can we really be prosperous? It's a low frequency.
Well, that's why going inside raises our frequency, reminds us of our power, activates our DNA, refortifies our latent perceptive abilities. We seek understanding and wisdom and learn that we are powerful creators. And then just knowing about it is not enough. We have to practice it. We have to prove it in reality like a scientist. And that's how I do conscious creation. I do it like a scientist. And I have a lot of success stories. In fact, I made a video called Success Stories on my YouTube channel, Smile Soul Power. And I think I may have posted on my Rumble channel too. But you get the elements of creation and then you try them out and then you get success. And then, so I try to fine tune that success. Like, well, what makes the creation happen faster? What makes it more reliable? Is there a piece that was missing? That one didn't work out yet. Let me go back to my lab, which is going within and, delving within and go, I'm creating this and it hasn't happened yet. Why not? Because I know I'm creating and I know with an adjustment, it's going to work out. Just like that time I mentioned before that, one of when I use powers of creation to find things. And so my method is, so you go into your imagination, you go within and you imagine that you already have it back. So I had loaned out or lost a lanyard with 2 thumb drives in it. It held 2 thumb drives. I was a computer teacher. And so I had no idea where I lost it. I was substitute teaching junior college and using it myself, and why I loaned it out to students when it had all my books and everything on it, I don't know, but I did. And so I didn't know which place I could have left it, but it was really important and really valuable. So I did my conscious creation thing and I closed my eyes. I pretended I was feeling. It had like a mesh cover. I looked at it in my hands. I saw the blue color. And anyway, so then I let go, which is part of it. Well, a few months later, it hadn't shown up yet. And I've used these processes enough to know they work. It's scientific. It's like when you make the recipe for a chocolate cake, it comes out a chocolate cake, not a strawberry or pumpkin pie or anything else. So that hadn't come back to me yet. And I sat back down in my meditation chair and I did surrender one more time. And I said, okay, God, if it never comes back to me, I'll still live. And, it'll be fine. And I just completely surrendered. And that day I went to teach class at the community college and somebody else had lost something. And I went into the lab room office that was in between 2 classrooms looking for something somebody else had lost, opened a file drawer, saw the necklace part of the lanyard, and I pulled it out and there were my thumb drives. It was like 4 months later.
Wow, but you got it.
I got it. And I'm telling you, each of those thumb drives had like 8 gigabytes of memory and I had so much stuff on them and I had to really let go. But anyway, so success stories and practice and, read about it, try it out, make it happen. It will happen. Everybody has had prayers answered. Everybody has done unconscious creation, which one of my unconscious creations I wrote about in the book Live Love. And it's one of my favorite stories because I was teaching 6th grade and I was walking my kids back from lunch and they were being very unruly and they were not minding one bit. They wouldn't stay in line. They were hiding behind trees. And I just thought, well, I'm going to pretend I'm at the beach in my mind and we'll get back there safely somehow or another. So in my mind, I went to the beach and I was feeling the sand on my feet. I was feeling the sun on my face. I was smelling the salty air. And, it was just a moment. It was just a moment while I was walking the kids back. But apparently I had enough focus. And so then didn't think anything of it, got back to class, and finished a math test because it was like a split class for the lunch kind of came in the middle of the class. And so we finished a math test, and 2 girls got in a fight over who could pick up the papers. And they were after each other, pulling each other hair. I mean, they were,
for heaven's sakes.
They were like totally fighting. And I put my arm out and I said, stop. And one of them bit me. And it was just barely got the skin. And so the campus advisor came over and they took over the class and they said, you have to go on, you have to leave for the rest of the day on workman's comp and go get a tetanus shot. So it all happened so fast. The fight, stopped by, got a tetanus shot, went home, got my bathing suit on, went to the beach. And I was sitting there at the beach going, wait a minute. That was weird. First, I was imagining I was at the beach and all these things happened like very quickly. And I ended up at the beach, which is not where I would be. I was in class at that time. And I was paid for the rest of the day. So that was an unconscious creation, but I did it, and I had the right elements.
Now, did she break the skin when she bit you?
Barely, but yes, barely. It was just like a tiny puncture, just tiny bit. And so, they, insisted that I go have a tetanus shot, which I did. And where I went, there was no waiting whatsoever. Went in, had the shot, left. It's almost the universe said, we're going to get you to the beach. You said it. We're complying with your wish. You were loud and clear at that moment. Here you go. And so then later, that happened a few other times where I did connect the dots that I had created something. And then I start doing it consciously and making the formula. And then I start doing it with group consciousness. And I do group consciousness meditation and manifesting groups locally here. And I'm going to start doing them on Zoom eventually. So if anybody is interested and they want to put something in the comment box, to do like a Zoom group manifesting, because that's really powerful. That's really powerful. I think I manifested this place to live through one of the group, the help of the group, because you synergize consciousness. You focus on one intention at a time. You engage your senses, and, you do some consciousness activities before and after. Like you use gratitude, and then you also stir up emotions. So it's something that I intuitively downloaded, a certain process, and it's very reliable. It works really well and we're so much more powerful when we do it as a group.
I think we should try it on. Is it possible to do this online on one of our shows?
Yes, sure.
It would be kind of like an intro, and then if they want to go more in depth, they could go to your class. Unless you're worried about that aspect. I just right now, I think it would be very beneficial for people to know how to do that.
Yeah, let's focus on a manifesting. Maybe the next time I can talk more about manifesting, because I sort of got off track a little bit, because I do have a message for humanity for these times.
That's what I was wondering if I wanted to get to too.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And then I'll tell you some synchronicities that happened after I got this message that same day. Okay.
Wow.
This actually came through yesterday morning at meditation. I thought I was done with meditation. Then I thought, oh, I'm supposed to get a message right now. And so I did. So I just sort of tuned into my guidance, and they basically showed to do the success poem, focus on living from the inside out. So the success poems mentions looking inside. Living from the inside out that's part of the gist of the paradigm shift. When you live from the inside out, you're basically using causal consciousness, and you're not a victim anymore. You're a conscious creator. We're always creators, but we're shifting from being creators, unconscious creators, to conscious creators, like I just mentioned. Like I discovered I was an unconscious creator, and then I started doing it consciously, setting intentions and doing visionings. So the message basically is, for humanity, is to surrender to source and receive. Surrender to source and receive. And God's grace is here for you. That is the gist of the message. God's grace is here for you. So it's sort of like you've done a lot of work. You need to sit back and get some rewards. You've done a lot of work. God knows that. You've said your prayers. You've done your work. Now God wants to give you something back. That's God's grace. You sometimes, get helped along the way. And God's grace is here for everyone. God knows what we've been going through, God, individually and collectively. And so God is inviting us to come to the party, the heaven within, and get your rewards in God's grace. And each of us are individual. So here it is. God is source and substance. God is the oneness of infinite intelligence. God is our creator. How do we access and receive from source? We close our eyes, drop our attention into our hearts, and pour out all of our concerns, thoughts, feelings, and desires. We acknowledge God's presence. We acknowledge God's presence within through communion, like we realize we are communicating with the higher intelligence, and we're doing that consciously. We feel and express our natural, organic, deep reverence and love for God, because we know we're God's children. We get an attitude adjustment, a perception shift. We count our blessings. That's a really good part of talking to God, is, counting our blessings, and, before we ask for more, noticing that what we've had received already and what we have right now.
That's when gratitude comes into play.
Gratitude is the platform. It's the foundation for receiving more. So we start with counting our blessings. We think of our loved ones. We are blessed with loved ones, and our loved ones are angels in our lives. No matter what we go through with them, we're here. We love each other. We learn unconditional love. We know that they're here teaching us things. Somehow they're all our teachers. Mm-hmm. And our loved ones include our family of friends, of course, not just our family. We pray for them, and our energy gets renewed. So basically, we're praying for others, and we think of more than just ourselves, because in that expanded state of awareness, it's sort of natural to think of others and to say prayers. So we start with praying, offloading our concerns, and then we, help and address concerns of others and pray for them. This inner attention toward heaven is our meeting place with God. We are all being called in for a council meeting for humanity. Please attend. That's important. We are all being called in for a council meeting for humanity. It's like we're on the high council, whether we know it or not. We're on this high council. A meeting is being called. Please attend. Whatever is happening in your life, its purpose is to direct you to this meeting. I'm going to say more about that after the message. All children of God are being called at this time. Inner listening is imperative right now. Inner listening and tuning in, because right now, all of humanity gets the same message, plus each individual soul gets their piece. It's like some things that we all hear the same thing. Like if you look around at different podcasts and messages, you'll see some of the same themes coming up through a bunch of different people, and they don't even know each other most of the time. No matter what things seem to be at this time in your own personal life and in this world, remember, there is a higher perspective. So we're being asked to come out of the minutia and take that higher perspective. Surrender to this higher intelligence. Be receptive. Let ideas, inspiration, revelations, and guidance flow into your heart and mind. You may wish to have pen and paper handy to journal your spiritual impressions. Also, I recommend putting aside as much time as possible, because when I get in these reveries, like right around this time, on days that I don't have to go to work early, for hours, I might get downloads that are really critically important. Do this process as often as possible and as often as necessary. You will be transmuting energies as you transform fear, anxiety, worries, and concerns within the realm of the peace that passeth all understanding. Everybody, that's part of God's grace. We're going to receive this inner peace. And in that still lake of consciousness, in the inner peace, you get all these divine revelations and healing. It's a healing on every level. So you get into that peace that passeth all understanding. A final upgrade in consciousness is occurring. By tuning in deep inside, you're releasing all old thought patterns, belief systems, and conditionings of mind programs, as well as lower vibrational feelings and self-worth issues. We are dissolving all limitations. Dissolving all limitations. So we're being activated, upgraded, and our consciousness is being calibrated to the higher intelligence, the higher vibration, the higher dimensional frequencies. Okay, we're going with Mother Earth. Everybody's invited. You accept the invitation and attend. In other words, you will be receiving God's grace. So while you're doing this process, each person will be receiving God's grace. It's part of the ascension of planet Earth, the collective consciousness, and the individual soul. It's really important, and it's important because it's so valuable to your soul, and it's what we were born for at this time. This is like, this is like, working for a whole year, and if you don't come to this meeting and you don't get your salary, but you've been working for lifetimes, and you're coming to get these rewards and God's grace and, the shower of blessings, and you're opening to receive, and, synchronicities come and perceptions increase, and you remember mastery, and, it's like, oh my gosh, this is like super powerful. We are receiving God's grace at this time as much as we go and attend this inner meeting with God, this inner communion, and just open to receive and get that journal ready. It's not just the journal. You get tingles all over, you get synchronicities, and, God's grace is here now. That is so cool. Okay, God's grace prepares you for the next evolutionary shift in human consciousness. You've come this far. Keep going. This is like encouragement from the higher realms, from, the Creator. Keep going. What is about to happen is unprecedented and indescribable.
I got another message from someone else that's saying the exact same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
What is about to happen is unprecedented and indescribable. Keep your eyes on the prize, heaven on earth, and know that you are guided, supported, and protected as you serve your life's mission. In other words, it's a graduation. You're going to move to the next level. This is a moment to sit and be and go within and receive God's grace. It is here. Please attend the meeting. Please be open to receiving. It is happening. It is happening right now.
Awesome. Well, everything, some event, they keep talking about the event, is big and something everybody knows is going to be happening, but they don't know what it is. And,
well, I want to speak to that, but before I do, I want to say one thing before I get off the topic of God's grace. So I wrote down this message, right? And then I had to go to an appointment. And at the appointment, somebody mentioned somebody's name was Grace. And I said, oh my goodness, what a synchronicity. I just got done writing down a message about God's grace. And I said, I'm going to hear this one more time today because it comes in threes. Sure enough, I was driving in my car and a song came on with the word grace. Grace, grace, grace. So I got that synchronistic confirmation that this message is right on.
Well, it is. It's wonderful. It reminds me of a guest that I had, Jenny Jablowski, who's an animal communicator, who has a meditation of putting yourself in a bubble of grace, which was a really wonderful meditation. But this is really awesome because
this is direct communion with our Creator. You know, however, whatever your name is for God, whatever, you know, everybody has their own way to tune inside and go inside their heart and, you know, commune with God. And, you know, it could be in nature, it could be a sitting meditation, walking meditation, it could be spontaneous, you know, sometime. But, you know, tuned in and, you know, keeping your thoughts and heart on love and light and the higher vibrations. And, you know, things are trying to whack us right now. You know, I mentioned to you before the show and the one before that too, I've been being whacked financially, whack.
Oh, I'm whacked to the point.
Yeah, well, the tide goes out, the tide comes
I'm whacked
in,
to the point right now where I've thought about having to quit doing this, if you want to know the truth.
Pardon me?
That's where I'm at. I said that I have been whacked to the point that I'm almost thinking about not doing this anymore because of the costs involved. I'm serious.
Oh, you can't quit. You can't quit. But didn't the message say keep going? Didn't this message just say keep going? God's talking to you, Gail. It's going to change.
I'm tired.
It's going to change. Yeah, but everything's going to be renewed. We're going to be renewed physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. We're going to have health and happiness. And remember the God's promises for the awakened. We showed it once on this show one time. I made a video. It's the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Quoted from the scrolls, messages from God found in the Qumran caves where the Essenes lived. And, you know, he says he'll renew our soul. He says we're going to get fortunes and riches from totally unexpected sources that we can provide our mission to the fullest. He says we're going to get so much light. We're going to have visions, revelations, powers of creation. How much longer will the upgrades continue? Well, there's going to be like a major upgrade, and then it will continue. It's like there's going to be a big, like a booster shot of spiritual cosmic energy. And then it's going to still continue because you're going to be on that track. Okay. So let's say you enter a new octave, for example, and each octave might have, you know, 7 different levels. So you get to the first level of the 5th dimension, and then you go to level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level. So it'll keep going. It'll keep going. And so, yes, years, I believe that we're going to be, at the same time that we're helping our brothers and sisters according to our soul's blueprint and our soul's plan, giving our gifts to others. Because after this happened, we're not going to just go to paradise and sip on drinks. even though that'll be part of our reality. I have a poem about that I thought of. That's funny. But anyway, but we're going to be working to help others. We're going to be helping others quite a bit. And that was our preparation, our qualification. That's what masters do. That's what angels do. We're in service to others. And so we're regaining our mastery, and we're being helped up by masters and angels. And then we're helping our brothers and sisters up as well. And then we're working together in loving cooperation. And we're working together in loving cooperation, supporting each other, because sometimes we have our ups and downs. It's transformation. It's transformation. We're going to have our ups and downs. We're going to have our days when we're like, on cloud 9, and we've already got this 5D stuff, and we're, at the highest vibrations and just, surfing the crest of the wave of, this great higher consciousness. And so, and other times we might, sink down or fall off the surfboard or something. And then we need a helping hand, and we're here to help each other.
Or we get under a dark attack. That happens too, because if they can't get to you, they get to the people around you, and then you have to deal.
Yes. Let me tell you what's good about that. We are mastering energies, and we are becoming sovereign, powerful masters. We can use energy in what's it called? We can be invisible, and we can use energy. We can use perception. There's so many tools. We're going to discover them and share them and use them. And just like I've been talking about the powers of creation, I've been studying this and practicing and acting like a scientist, because as a scientist, results need to be reliable. And if you don't get chocolate cake when you use those ingredients, then you go back to the kitchen and say, what'd I forget? Did I forget the chocolate? No wonder it's not chocolate cake. I actually did that once. I went to France, and I hadn't made meatloaf in a long time, and I made it with ground beef, but I put all the ingredients in, and I forgot the egg, and it wasn't loaf at all. So there are recipes in life and recipes in consciousness. So we're learning all these tools in these recipes. And that's why, these books are really good for elevating your consciousness and learning tools. And you take a little bit at a time, and then it's like a diving board. Your own soul takes you to your own information. It's not like, this is not kind of rote learning like you learn in school. This is not rote learning. This is like, get up to this higher consciousness level, and then put it away, and then let your own soul soar in your own ideas and inspiration and your own relationships, unique relationship with God, and your own unique gifts and talents and everything. So God's grace. I mean, it's like Christmas is here. It's not on its way. It is here.
Yeah.
Go open your presents for crying out loud.
Oh, it's just it gets, and I know everybody gets frustrated at times. It's like, oh my God, how much longer do we have to put up with all this craziness that we keep seeing and hearing? And I mean, really, we're seeing people acting out more than ever.
Yeah, but again, we are becoming masters. We are giving them back love. We're giving them back compassion. It's our opportunity to practice high vibrational thinking, high vibrational actions, high vibrational thoughts, smiles, kindness, overlooking,
acceptance.
It's the spiritual work that we came here to do.
Non-judgment.
Yeah, it's the spiritual work that we came here to do. Yes, we need reminders. Yes, we need practice. And so somebody says, I sure need the booster right now. You're getting a booster by watching the show and feeling the energy. And, we're sending out love the whole time. We're just constantly sending out love. And we're happy and enthusiastic and passionate about our work. Aren't we, Gail?
Yes, we are. And here's a love heart. Boom.
Woo! Shot, booster shot. You just got 2 shots of love. Yeah. Take 2 shots and call me in the morning. There was something else I wanted to say, and but you can make any comments you want. Well, I don't know why, but this is coming to me, and I think I should say it.
Oh, definitely. Okay, you're being inspired on the spot here. That's fantastic. And welcome, Joe Blow. Haven't seen you for a while. Glad to see you're here. Glad you found my channel. A lot of people can't find me. And Evan Rado, 18. Thank you too. I appreciate you as well. One of my Twitch listeners.
Okay. This is for all these wonderful souls who are receiving God's grace and who are being upgraded right now, even as we speak. Are you ready? Okay. This is, what is this anyway? It's from my book, Live Love. So I'll start there. And it's, what chapter is this anyway? This is, it's chapter 9, Bullseye Faith. And there's just a little subtitle section, and it's called Causal Consciousness.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier. What's that mean? What do you mean,
causal? If you have a cause of something, you're creating it. You're not a victim. Causal means, there's cause and effect.
I just have never heard it said that way. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, cause. You're causing reality to happen. You're creating reality is the same thing as causal consciousness.
Okay. See, I didn't really realize that. Thank you.
Conscious creator means you're in the consciousness of causal consciousness, and you're doing it consciously on purpose. On purpose. You know what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for that.
Okay. So here we go. Causal consciousness. Your soul is refined through education and contemplation of new spiritual wisdom. You are clearly on an upward journey. The path is made clear. A shift has been made from solely outward flowing attention and energy to a new pattern of inward attention and flow of energy. This cultivates the soul, and your true identity becomes evident. So our true identity is that we are creators and not victims. Our true identity, we're made in the image and likeness of God, our creator. And so we are creators. And so
we've been so led away from that. And the more we recognize our divine within, the sooner we'll recognize our power.
And that's it. That's it. Our divinity. Our divinity gives us our sovereignty and our authority. And nobody can take away our vision when we're sovereign. Nobody can cross our willpower when we know we have free will choice. We become so strong inside with the light of truth and the light of our own being. Nobody can run us over. They might get us down, but they can't keep us down, because we just go back to our tools, to our source, and we just, inspire.
It's like if the horse knocks you off, you get back up on it.
That's right. That's right.
I did that many times as a child.
Well, and as adults.
And as an adult too. More so as a child on a pony, though. Not as far to fall.
Yeah, metaphorically as an
I wasn't one to go with the bucking broncos or anything like that. Anyway.
Okay, the power that is accessed is tempered by the essence of the inner world. It is comprised of the feeling of deep peace. It is magnetized by the sense of self that is pure love. The true self-awareness brings the soul into the resonance of spirit. From this resonance comes the gift of mastery. It is the overcoming of the small sense of self into the realization of the greater self. And it's that inner light. We give it attention, it becomes amplified, and we become ever more powerful when we give our inner light, which is the infinite intelligence.
Isn't it just like anything else? If you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly. Right.
Practice makes perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
Just keep
And
doing it.
like manifesting too, you keep building your manifesting muscles.
Yeah.
The greater self knows itself as the cause of reality. It is on the throne of consciousness. It is the oneness with the God vibration. Lower vibrations are left behind, and they have no power over us unless we give them power or buy into things. There is a process of purification and transmutation that stabilizes and anchors in this new level of higher consciousness. So we keep going back and learning more and using our tools, and gradually we anchor in this new higher consciousness, and all the old habits and lower vibrations dissolve, and eventually you're there, and it's like a habit. It never goes away again. The mind is free. You create from visions of your ideal reality. You live in your created world of peace and freedom. You intuitively know your soul's blueprint and what you are going to accomplish as your life's mission. So our intuition keeps getting stronger and increasing, and we are communing with all other dimensions, and we get these revelations and messages. You see the inner light with your inner vision. You receive the light while focusing attention within. The light from God the Father or Source is infinite and free. There is a depth of wealth, a wealth of truth, including ideas and inspiration. It is effervescent. It is the essence of joy and happiness and beauty and creativity. Dwelling in peace, you retain a sense of pure love vibration. You absorb the essence of tranquility and beauty, and your being rejoices in the eternal moment of now. There's no sense of time or space. This is the point of creation. You know yourself as the cause of created reality. And I want to mention, there is a depth of wealth, a wealth of truth, including ideas and inspiration. This is also where you combine your concerns with the outer world. When this light grows and you're part of this oneness of collective consciousness, you know that you're part of spirit, and your intentions, your passion, your willpower, you've got to say in your reality. And here's another one that I learned along the way. So I was in this position of I needed $1,000. I didn't have $1,000. I was unemployed at the time, and I really needed it. I didn't have any way to get it. I didn't want to beg, borrow, steal, ask or anything. So I said to the universe, now listen here. I need this money, and I need it now. And I deserve this money, bring it forth. And I forgot I even did that. But I was like, I call it getting mad at the universe, solve this problem right now. I'm not taking anything less than what I want and deserve, and, show me the money, basically. So get this. So my intuition kicked in. I mean, and I have to tell you about activation and necessity too after this. So my intuition kicked in, and I heard, call both school districts that you have worked for, one in Oregon, one in Florida. So I called the one in Oregon, and sure enough, there was money there, retirement, and all I had to do was fill out forms, and I got a big lump sum and plus a small increment for the rest of my life. And it more than covered the $1,000. So I actually did borrow the $1,000, but I didn't borrow it not knowing where the money was going to come from to pay it back. It was just a matter of, I submitted the paperwork, the money was coming, and I, paid for this, fee I had at that time. So getting mad at the universe, it's basically really just exerting your willpower and saying, I command the light. You're really commanding the light, and you do it with your inner passion. people have passion when they have anger, but when you learn to use your energy rightly, which is righteousness, then you can use that passion and create things. And really, everybody should be like experimenting on this creation, manifesting thing, using passion and willpower and intentions.
Really bringing the motions together.
Exactly.
For what you want, because that is the impetus that pushes it forward or makes it happen. Is that correct?
When you have strong emotions and you are clear with the universe what you want brought forth, the universe delivers and responds. That's what I have found.
I have to tell you something that happened to me that's very similar to your story about needing money. I had my son, one of my sons was in trouble and needed legal help, you know, and there wasn't any money, and I didn't have any money. And I know I'm sorry, but I call public defenders public pretenders. Because they don't do much of anything. I mean, they're paid by the system. I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, and lo and behold, I found out all of a sudden I get this letter. I mean, I was praying, I was meditating, I was asking for help, and all of a sudden I found out that I had a retirement account from one of the first jobs that I had. And there, you know, when I left, there probably was a negligible amount, but that was like 20 years ago. Yeah. So I got the money, the entire amount I put forward to help my son.
Great. And, that's awesome. Awesome. Oh, and by the way, it just came to me. I know what I want to bring forth on our next manifesting. I just thought of something that's really powerful that I've been using that I haven't shared yet, that I know of. I shared it at my manifesting group, but I could do manifesting videos all day long. I have so many stories and I have tools
Well, why don't we plan on doing one next week? I think people would like that. I think it's something that people need to be taught how to do. We weren't taught these things when we were young.
Yeah, and it's really not. It's not just about learning, it's the application, which means we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to do it, and we're going to get results. And say it just like that, we're going to get results.
We're going to get results. No doubt about it. Yes, and we're going to keep our emotions high.
Absolutely.
Passion high.
Enthusiasm, passion.
It matters.
It does. It does. I mean, our willpower comes from the power of our spirit. Our emotions and our feelings, that's all part of spirit, you know. We are so powerful. And
we are expanding our spiritual selves now by things that we do and things that we hear about that will help. And I encourage people to practice that. And one of the biggest things that's been so helpful to me is going out into nature.
Yeah. That's that spiritual essence. That's essence. Essence is in nature. Essence is within us. Essence is everywhere. It's that calm, peaceful, natural, organic state of peace where we're connected to the whole infinite intelligence. I bet you get inspired out there and feel really happy when you come back.
I do. And it's a time when I actually talk to spirit.
Yeah.
Our spirit talks to me. It's a time when it's more clear than it's ever been before. I think it's because of the quiet and serenity that's out there. I really do. Because it just makes me want to keep going out there. But,
you know what? I just thought of a poem that I'm supposed to read, and I knew it before, and it's really cute. It's really cute. It is, let's see.
Is it in
it has to do with success.
It is a new world. Oh,
it's from Forever Free.
Oh, I don't have that.
Let's see. It's about being successful. Oh, here it is. It's believe in yourself. Okay. So along with God's grace, if you believe in yourself, your true power, your true self, which is, you know, coming into the Your higher intelligence is coming into command right now as you raise your vibration and dissolve all the limitations. The expansion comes from dissolving all the limitations. We are not limited.
It makes room. It makes room when you get rid of the junk, like getting rid of junk mail. All of a sudden, you have room in your mailbox. I mean, it's a kind of a.
Well, you transmute it and transform it, just like junk DNA is not junk. It gives you all these perceptions and powers and revelations and, you know, all that stuff. It's like,
and the energies that are coming forward are actually causing it to come back together.
oh, yeah, I'll speak on that briefly. I don't want to go into make a whole show about it. But anyway, I'm going to read this because I was inspired to read it. So I think everyone's supposed to hear it. It's really fun too. It's called Believe in Yourself. Know in your heart exactly what you desire. Feel passion deeply. Add fuel to your fire. Believe in yourself. Know you can get it. I believe in you too. You don't have to fret it. Be what you want. Do what it takes. No matter what else, you will feel great. Already you're producing and making contacts. You're using your talents and gaining more facts. Step by step is how our dreams are made. You'll be out in the limelight, not in the shade. I see you there now. There's that visioning. I see you there now. I know you can feel it. Let's celebrate now and when the future reveals it. The feeling is here now, and that will not change. It's just your outer circumstances that will be rearranged. Because you know you'll be a millionaire, and I'll be one too. We might have the same hair, but we'll buy some new shoes. What fun we will have as we travel and spend. Then we'll teach others how. It will be the new trend. So many vacations, so many drinks on ice. Don't you just love our new paradise? I knew you would go there when you really believed. Now, don't you feel better, really relieved? Just believe in yourself and make that a priority. There's no such thing as inferiority. Everyone has talents and gifts they can share. Be a leader and show how to get there. Do it yourself and feel inner pride. And tell those bank doors to open wide. That's a good bit of encouragement to wrap things
Yes,
up.
it is, and that was will be a good note to end on, unless you have more that you want to discuss. But that was
Well, I don't want to open up another can of worms, but I will say that we are on the precipice of great things happening. And keep the oil in your lamp. Stay close to God. Stay attuned. Receive your grace, and know that you are well loved by us and God and the universe and everyone, your guides and angels and friends and family. Everybody is loved. You know, you've gone through a lot. We all have gone through a lot. You are so great and loved, and you are going to just open your arms. Go out to the Christmas tree. Go to that cosmic council of light meeting and receive God's grace. This is your time, our time, and it's a great time.
fantastic. That is wonderful, and thank you for that, Michelle. And
Thank you.
I'm
Gail.
sure the listening audience
I
appreciates
love you, and I
it.
love your show.
And I love my listeners, and I want to thank all of them. I try to make a good part. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it.
You sure do. It makes it all worthwhile when you know that people
Yeah.
appreciate it, even if it's just a few. So thank you so much, and thank you anyone who is able to contribute in any way, or if you could possibly support my Patreon channel, I would really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that stuff. Links are below. You can buy my books, get a reading. Just look at the links below. And
all the links I've got all of her web pages, her classes, her readings, all that information is there. And so anything.
Just go with your inspiration. God guides you every step of the way.
I tell you what, I love this book. I really do. The poetry in it is very uplifting. When I'm out in nature, I usually will Sometimes I go out there with my son and I'll ask him, you pick one, and he'll pick one and we'll read it. And
awesome.
So
Awesome.
it's a wonderful. The
Yeah.
poetry is very uplifting, and it's very
It really does change your consciousness and uplift you. And the thing is, I was guided to make a book that you don't read from cover to cover, but that you just open up to any page. And, you know, the universe takes care of it because everybody opens up to exactly what they need to read at that moment.
Isn't that, yes, it's funny how that you said that, because that's one of the things that have happened. Peaceful Paradise that we did last week.
Yeah.
My son opened that. I mean, that was opened out in nature. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, God bless him, and God bless you, and God bless all the audience.
Yes. And thank you, audience, for being here. And thank you, Proud Texas Lady. I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. So thank you. And I'm glad you found my channel. Everybody lost me when my channel got taken down. So let me find. Bye-bye, Joe Blow. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
And we will see you again next week. Take care. Love you all.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now, don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, finding our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the moment. Hold on tight and don't let go of all your hopes and dreams that light the way. We control our fate. Destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories